I love building stuff. And carpentry, I just love working with the tools, hardware, and everything like that. I feel like it's important to take these classes in high school, so if you graduate and you don't want to do carpentry or anything like that, whenever you graduate, you'll still know how to work with the tools and everything.
I learned by somebody telling me and showing me and then letting me do, and that's the way I run my classroom as well. I like it because it shows them real world skills that they could use whenever they get older. You never know where you're going to end up, because whenever I was growing up in high school, I said I was going to be a lawyer, even though I didn't like to read and do all this kind of stuff, and that's what lawyers do. And then I find myself as an electrician, and then now all of a sudden I find myself teaching electrical and carpentry. Right now we're working on our employability skills and communication skills, which I kind of combine together, but we're filling out job applications. We're going to be doing resumes. It may be something these students may never see, and they get to experience that kind of stuff. I'm not for everybody, and you know, this electrical and carpentry is not for all students, just like nursing or anything else. I think it's good to see kids do that, and they realize real quick that, oh, it's a shop class, I'm gonna make an A. They put forth the effort, then yeah, they can have the A, but they're not just gonna sit there and get that A.
Because majority of the time, you're not just like sitting all the time, you're up doing something majority of the time, or you're learning something new, a trade you can use in the future. If I need help like building a shed or something, I'm able to do that on my own and know the materials I need to do for it, how much it costs.
I think they're a great opportunity for some students to gain that experience, and it's just like with community colleges or trade schools and that kind of stuff, they can dabble in it. You know, they're not going to take my class to become an electrician, they're not going to become a carpenter, but they can learn some skills. You know, they can see, I really don't want to do that. Or, oh, that seems pretty neat, I'm going to try that. And so it kind of helps narrow things down. One of my former students at Forest View went into the Navy as an electrician, and he said, thank you for all your help. You know, and I said, well, with what? He said, the meters. I said, well, we just, just went over the stuff that we're required to do. He said, yeah, but when I got into the Navy, he said their school was, here's a meter, here's a book. We're gonna have a test in 2 weeks. He said, but all the things that were in the book and the meters I already knew from having your class. Just kind of put a feather in my hat. He said, doesn't matter if you're working on a house or a Tomahawk missile. He said, this stuff right here, he said, that's what I've used in a ship. And that just kind of made me feel good.